Broadcasting live from Shibuya, Tokyo, this is your host, Aaron Randall. Welcome to American Hot Topics. Today we're going to talk about various and new items that are hot and trending in America. Things that are most commonly unknown to Japanese. Today's program is brought to you by Kotobanku.
この番組は某国立大学で英語を教えているアーロンと英語学習中のジュンがお送りいたします。
This week we're going to talk about Pokemon Go. Hello everyone and thank you so much for joining us on another episode of American Hot Topics. This is your host Aaron. I am here with June. So Americans are once again infatuated with the Made in Japan franchise Pokemon. Pokémon Go, a free-to-play, location-based augmented reality mobile game developed by Niantic and published by the Pokémon Company, was released worldwide in July 2016 for iOS and Android devices, so just last week. I wonder if most of our listeners know what Pokémon is.
でも本当に僕大人になってこんなにポケモンが注目されるような日が来るなんてびっくりでしたね。
Yeah. So Pokemon is a series of video games developed by Game Freak and Creatures Inc. and published by Nintendo.As part of the Pokemon Media franchise. First released in 1996 in Japan for the Game Boy, the main series of role-playing video games, RPGs, has continued on each generation of Nintendo's handhelds. Games are commonly released in pairs, each with slight variations, and then an enhanced remake of the games is released a few years after the original releases. While the main series consists of role-playing games, spin-offs encompass other genres such as action role-playing, puzzle, and digital pet games. As of February 2016, more than 279 million units have been sold worldwide, and more than 200 million of which from the main series, making it the second best-selling video game franchise in the world, behind Mario. And the franchise's mascot is of course Pikachu.
ピカチュウはアメリカでもピカとか言ってるんですか？
Yes, they all, they can only say their names, right?
ちょっと言ってみてもらっていいですか？
ピカ
ごめん、なんでもないわ。はい、ということで今年が20周年でその20年前に発売されてから様々なハードでもう世界中で人気を博し続けているシリーズということですよね。で、オリジナルのゲームではそのプレイヤーがポケモントレーナーになってゲーム内に存在する他のトレーナーたちと対戦しながらたくさんのポケモンを捕まえることでポケモン図鑑の完成を目指すっていうその収集癖に訴えるゲームでもあると。
Exactly right. So the new game, Pokemon Go, allows players to capture, battle, and train virtual creatures called Pokemon who appear throughout the real world. It makes use of GPS and the camera of compatible devices. Although the game is free to play, it supports in-app purchases of additional gameplay items.
この収録時点ではまだ日本で公開されてなくていまいちよくわかってないんですけど、アディショナルゲームプレイアイテムズって具体的には何を売ってるんですか？
Well, from what I hear, you can buy Pokeballs or Pokecoins and, other game content.
ポケボール。
Yeah.
ポケボールはモンスターを捕まえるためのアイテムですよね。
Exactly, right?
一番最初のゲームボーイ版でもポケボールなんて必要でしたっけ？
Yes, you needed the Pokeballs to catch Pokemon in the original as well, too.
ポケボールがないとモンスターキャッチできない。
Exactly, you must have a Pokeball, right?
でもこれってそのモンスターにポケボールを投げても必ずしもモンスターが捕まるとは限らないんですよね。
Right, there is a chance that you will not be able to catch the Pokemon, even if you throw 100 balls at it, right?
これ
Yeah, I mean for Pokemon Go, this is a very good business model, right?
ポケモンが捕まるまで延々とポケボールを投げ続けると。
Yes, in that case, you would have to buy a new ball. But there haven't been too many complaints about the actual efficiency of the balls, right? So I think they've got the algorithm worked out pretty well, and there is some technique involved, right? They hopefully don't have it set up, to force customers to keep buying more and more balls to catch more and more Pokemon, right?
まあそうですよね。幸せになるためのゲームですもんね。
Right. Yeah,
我々まだ公開されてないんでちょっとよくわかってないんでね。
So Pokemon Go quickly became one of the most used smartphone device apps after launching, surpassing the previous record held by Candy Crush Saga in the United States. It was a boom to the stock value of Nintendo, which owns a part of the Pokemon Company. It was praised by some medical professionals as well for potentially improving the mental and physical health of players.
ポケモン捕まえるために外出て歩くから健康になる的なことですよね。
Exactly.
なんか一定の歩数に到達すると卵が孵化する仕組みになってるみたいですよ。
So the game has also attracted some controversy due to reports of causing accidents and being a public nuisance at some locations.
なんか珍事件が多発してるらしいですね。
So one kind of interesting, a 19-year-old girl in Wyoming stumbled across a dead body in a river while playing Pokemon Go over the weekend. She said, I was trying to get a Pokemon from a natural water resource, and I was walking towards the bridge along the shore when I saw something in the water. I had to take a second look and realized it was a body.
川で死体見つけちゃった。
Yeah, even if people aren't stumbling across dead bodies, they're finding plenty of Pokemon in completely inappropriate places, such as coffins at funerals or next to their wives in hospitals giving birth.
これは殺人事件とかだったんですか？
The one where she found the body in the water, the police don't know yet if it was a murder, but I mean, she did find a dead body in a river, so...
It might be.
It might be, right? Yeah. Death by Pokemon is coming, warns Gary Bayer, professor of law at Texas Tech University. He also said Pokemon users will have all sorts of accidents as they use the program while walking, biking, driving, etc. 2 men apparently playing the game had to be rescued after falling off a 90-foot ocean bluff in California Wednesday. So, this is like the traditional Pokemon game that we grew up with, but in real life. It is prompting people to go outside, but it's obviously being met with some trouble as people can get hurt outside, especially in America. Because granted, all of America is not safe, right? You've got very safe places and you've got very dangerous places. One of the first things I thought about when I heard about Pokemon Go and the way it was going to be structured is, I mean, this is going to cause a lot of people to wander into extremely dangerous areas of the country, right? So one of my good friends, a game developer from America, has some really good words on this new Pokemon Go. He said Pokemon Go has a reported DAU, that's daily active users, of 20 to 23 million and makes 1.6 million US dollars a day just in the US. So for context, earlier this year, Supercell, a big company, right, claimed to have 100 million DAU across their 4 titles with 2.8 million USD a day worldwide.
スーパーセルはあれですよね。ヘイディとかクラクラの会社ですよね。
Exactly, Clash of the Clans, right?
はいはい。でもポケモンはリリース直後なのにそれに迫る勢いだと。
Yes. It hasn't even been a week yet, right? And they're already pulling in this money. So my friend continues, as a mobile developer, it's exciting to see a game leverage mobile technology in a way that traditional games cannot. And it's pretty fun, considering there is basically no mechanics or real gameplay. It's truly a legit AR experience.
リジット、本物だと。
Yes. Pokemon Go is a perfect storm, a massively popular IP or intellectual property, targeting players that would most likely not be playing mobile games in the first place. It has no market competition, a huge and invested player base from day one, and its free-to-play model is pretty forgiving.
確かにこの規模でかつポケモンっていう最強の IP を使ったっていうコンテンツに勝てるものはそうそう出てこなさそうですよね。
Yeah. So will this revolutionize mobile gaming? Probably not in itself, but I do believe that it's getting a lot of people trying non-traditional gaming that wouldn't have considered playing a non-PC console game prior, and that is a good thing.
ね、だからコンペティション起こっていってほしいですよね。その地図でみんなでっていうのは本当にいろんな可能性があると思うので。なんかシミュレーション RPG とか面白そうじゃないですか。ゲティスバーグの戦いとか関ヶ原の戦いの再現とかファイナルファンタジータクティクスやったことあります？
Yeah, I have actually.
なんかああいうその標高が高い地点から攻撃すると遠くまで届くみたいな。
Yeah, no, I could see that, being added to this game as well in the future. So my friend continued, I remain skeptical whether players will continue playing in a few weeks as well as what gameplay improvements will be introduced, but it's already made enough waves to be important.
これどうなんですか？今のところアーロンさんの友達はやってるんですか？ポケボール放ってるんですか？
Everybody I know back in the States has tried it at least once. I'm seeing a lot of Facebook posts about it almost every day.
もう年齢とかも関係なく。
I mean, it really doesn't seem to matter what age people are. A large group of people are getting out there and trying this thing out right now, regardless of age. One of the biggest reasons probably because it's free, right?
はいはい。ポケモンってアメリカで結構人気なんですもんね、もともと。
Yes.
日本の映画の USA の興行収入、1位ポケモン、2位ポケモン、3位遊戯王、 4位ポケモンみたいな。で、5位が確か千と千尋とかなんですよね。
Finally. No, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous that Ghibli is only at 5. The quality is so different, right? But Pokemon still has 3 in the top 5.
でもアーロンさんって直撃世代なんじゃないですか？
Yes, yes. I went to go see the first Pokemon movie back in 1998. I remember like my dad saying this is like the biggest piece of shit he's ever seen.
ひどい表現ですね。
But I mean, that movie was so bad and so cheesy, right? So let's talk a little bit about my personal experience with the Pokemon franchise. So my first introduction to Pokemon was with the release of the game for Game Boy. Originally released in Japan in 1996, it hit American stores the following 3 years. Myself and my elementary school classmates were obsessed.
いくつくらいの頃ですか？
Around 9 or 10. So, you know, Pokemon Red and Blue were released in America in September 28th, 1998. America did not have a Pokemon Green release like they did in Japan, right?
二大正当性を象徴するような。
Yeah, probably easier for Americans to just have the two, right? So, following the release of the game, American elementary and middle school children were infatuated with the Pokemon TV show that first aired in 1997 in North America. I distinctly remember finishing school at 2:30 and the Pokemon TV show coming on at 3. So I only had 30 minutes to get home to watch the show. I mean, this should give you an idea of how obsessed we were. My sister too. I would actually argue with my mom to take me home as soon as possible so I could, watch the new show.
はいはい、でもこれすごいわかります。これぐらいの時期のアニメに対する執着。
So, Pokemon, abbreviated from the Japanese title of Pocket Monsters and currently advertised in English as Pokemon, the series is a Japanese anime television series which has been adapted for the international television markets. It is based on the Pokemon video game series and is part of the Pokemon franchise.
ちなみにポケモンがポケットモンスターの略って皆さん分かってるんですか？
This is not really known by most Americans, I don't think. Yeah, perhaps people who are more big Pokemon fans know that the Japanese title is Pocket Monsters, right?
英語だけどね、一応。
Yeah. So the anime series are accompanied by spin-off programming consisting of Pokemon Chronicles, a series of side stories featuring characters in the anime that are not its current cast of main characters. Currently, Pokemon is the 4th longest running animated series behind The Simpsons, Arthur, South Park, and ahead of SpongeBob SquarePants and The Fairly Odd Parents.
そんなに続いてるんですね。すごいですね。
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I mean, to be in kind of the same running as The Simpsons is pretty legendary, right? And it's not even an American-made show. It's originally Japanese. So then, at the same time that the game and anime became a hit across North America, the card game began to grow in popularity as well. So the cards became so popular that they actually gained dollar value. People would buy, sell, and trade cards at my school. It actually became a problem because people would get in actual physical fights to take other people's cards. I even had 3 of my holographic cards, they were called, right? Stolen from me.
はい、キラキラ光るやつでしょ。
Yes, yes, yes.
何なんですかね、あれ。欲しい感じありますよね。
Yes, yes, yes. All the kids wanted those cards, right? So it was eventually banned. Even to bring your own cards to school because of how many fights would actually break out.
すげえな、日本もアメリカも変わんないですね。
No, really? Yeah. So the whole Pokemon thing blew up at around the same time many people my age were being introduced to the internet. Most kids my age in the 90s were just getting a desktop PC in their households. So kids my age in the 90s would, go online and look up the value of Pokemon cards in order to know what price to trade and sell them at.
ネットで値段を調査しながらポケモンカードビジネスを皆さんしていたんですね。
Yeah, yeah. So, even today, a first edition Charizard, what it's called, can be sold for $700. And one of the rarest Pokemon cards recently sold on eBay for $100,000.
そんなですか？
Yep. I was actually tricked by a kid who rode my bus back in elementary school. He had, researched the price numbers on a rare card and tricked me into trading him my rare card for a worthless card that he had. So it was kind of an information war, kind of looking back on it.
ここら辺はなんかちょっとアメリカ感ありますね。商売魂みたいな。
Yes, yes, yes.
でもいつかブームは去ったんですか？
So, Pokemon was extremely popular right up until my first year in middle school. right after that, its popularity kind of decreased little by little.
はいはい。まあ確かに中学生とかになると、その中二病発症というか、もうちょっと複雑っぽいものがいいですもんね。
Right, right,
だから
right.
僕もなんか中学の時に弟が買ったポケモン確かやったんですけど、
Mhm.
まあ当時もう背伸びしたい盛りですから、ポケボールなんだよこれみたいな感じで、それこそちょっとそのダークファンタジーとか、さっき言ったファイナルファンタジータクティクスとかそっちの方が好き。
Yeah, yeah. No, it's the same thing in America. You get into middle school, and that's when kids start getting into the darker things like metal and all that kind of good stuff.
まあでも今その時期を乗り越えて30代がキャッキャポケボール投げてるっていうのはなんか微笑ましくていいですけどね。
So going back to our talk about Pokemon Go, this was all really an April Fool's Day joke by Google originally, but the company called Niantic didn't see it so much as a joke as much as an opportunity. And Niantic began talks with Nintendo and Pokemon to take this idea further and to develop an actual game.
この元のエイプリルフールの Google の動画は結構かっこいいんで、サイトの方に埋め込んでおきますね。で、そうなんですよ。ナイアンティックが開発したと。
Mm-hmm.
ナイアンティックのイングレスやったことあります？
No, I haven't actually.
そのポケモン GO を開発したナイアンティックが提供していた同じような地図を使った Google マップを使ったゲームで、ポケモン GO のベースになっていると言われているやつなんですけど、
Oh, really?
Google マップを使った陣取りゲームになってて、ポケモン GO より多分ちょっと地味だと思うんですけど、面白かったですよ。散歩してアイテムを収集したり。
So it kind of used the Google Map technology as well. Did you end up quitting the game or continuing it, or?
なんか主に2点問題があって、スマホの電池の消費量がやばかったんですよ。散歩して使ってるともうどんどん減ってって、多分これポケモン GO も結構やばいみたいですよ。
Yeah, probably, yeah.
あとね、歩きスマホがやばいです。これさっき外に行くと危険だみたいなコメントありましたけど、地図アプリをベースにしてるんで、どうしたってその歩きスマホ気味にならざるを得ないんですよね。ポケモン GO 絶対誰か死ぬと思いますよ。
Yeah, I mean, even if I'm just using Google Maps and walking around Tokyo, I might bump into a freestanding object or a person,
そうそう。
It's pretty easy.
そういえば Google グラスってどうなったんですか？ AR 楽しいけどスマホっていろいろ厳しくないですか？
Yes, I completely agree. And, I'm surprised that so many people are actually using the AR app with just a smartphone in one hand.
結構頑張ってるよね。
Yeah, I know. Google Glass or technology like that would be so much better for this kind of game. But, about Google Glass, due to massive criticism and legislative action due to privacy and safety concerns, Google announced that it would stop producing the Google Glass prototype in January of 2015.
そうか、今 B2B だけにするとか別のプロジェクトになって続いてるんでしたっけ？
So, speaking of Google Glass, Facebook recently launched Facebook Live, which allows anyone and everyone to stream live events. With this, on July 6, 2016, Philando Castile, an African-American male, was fatally shot by a police officer in Minnesota.
またあったんです、そういうことが。
Yeah, so he was pulled over by the police officer, and he was shot to death. But his wife live streamed the shooting on Facebook.
そこの現場を？
Yes. And this has caused, America to go in complete uproar and has caused countless other protests, other shootings. So in a way, kind of Mark Zuckerberg launching Facebook Live almost achieved what Google was not able to do, which people thought to be too much of an invasion of privacy, right? Zuckerberg even posted on Facebook saying that, the world is now more open. We can see more of the evils of the world now.
今までアメリカで白人警官がアフリカンアメリカンを撃つって言った時に、結構みんな白人の警官は身の危険を感じたとか、やらなきゃやられていたみたいなコメントをして、実際どうだったのかということが非常に注目されていたけど、今回 Facebook ライブでそれが全世界に放映されてしまったと。
Yes.
こういう透明化っていうのは、いい側面もあるんじゃないかっていうふうにザッカーバーグが話したと。
Absolutely. I mean, we have proof now, right?
続きましてミニコーナー、今日の英単語。アルさん、これが本日のリストになります。
Alright, so here is this week's word list. Infatuated. To be inspired with something, in love with. Nuisance. A person or thing causing inconvenience or annoyance. Stumbled. Find or encounter by chance. Coffins. A long, narrow box, typically of wood, in which a dead body is buried or cremated. Bluff. Cliff. Leverage. Use something to maximize advantage. Legit. Real. Skeptical. To doubt. Abbreviated. Shortened. Cut short. Uproar. A public expression of protest or outrage. You know, I think Google Glass was just released too soon. At that time, back in 2013, the world wasn't ready to be that connected. But, now with the inception of Facebook Live, I think we're headed more in that direction. Alright guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of American Hot Topics, and hopefully Pokemon Go comes out this week in Japan.